So, Tim, many have speculated that being an NBA coach is one of the most thankless jobs in all of professional sports. Do you agree with that?
Well, Kevin, it certainly can be. There's an awful lot of pressure that comes with those coveted positions. There's not a lot of job security. And, of course, there's always the difficulty in dealing with star players. But when you win, I don't know there's a better job in professional sports.
And when there's winning, there's always coaching probably at the core. Am I correct on that?
There is no doubt there has to be cohesion between a coaching staff and that roster if you want to win at the highest level.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Pritchard and White are their guards. Sam Hauser is out there with Jaylen Brown. And it's Queta in at the center. Now here's Cunningham after the miss from Derek White. Outside for Robinson. Takes a three. That's in, coming off the assist from Cunningham.
Yeah, passing is truly one of the strengths of Cunningham's game, even when he's already inside the paint.
You know, Tim, one thing you hear about Cade Cunningham is his leadership skills.
Yeah, Kevin, he is very mature and unselfish. While this team definitely revolves around his play, he doesn't make it all about himself, and that is the difference. He got the space he wanted for his mid-range. He just wasn't able to convert.
Pass to Hauser. Back to Brown. Wide, a screen on Cunningham. The Celtics need to get a shot off. And it's White missing.
That was a breakdown defensively, but he couldn't take advantage.
Back to Cunningham. Duran with the screen on Brown. Cunningham, the top of the key jumper is on the mark. Cunningham's got 5 points so far.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
And we knew coming into this game, we expected him to be very involved early.
White, wide open, he fires. And again, it's Boston with the three.
The defense just has no answers for him right now. With each made basket, the more his confidence continues to grow.
Thompson looking for an opening. And Cunningham with the basket on the assist by Thompson. That's 7 points for Cade Cunningham. Boston trailing. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, the Celtics have a great 1-2 punch with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Tatum said, JB always starts the game really aggressive. I'm a naturally laid-back guy. I kind of see things out first, and then I can essentially take over when I need to. We have found that balance. Back to you, Kevin.
A dangerous duo for sure. All right, Allie, we appreciate the report.
And that is playing big down in the paint. Duran focused and flushing it home.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two.
Give a big round of applause for your Pistons Dance Team.
Different look here for Detroit. Green comes in for Ausar Thompson, and it's LeVert in for Robinson. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. There's a screen. White down low. LeVert defending. 5 to shoot. Simons from outside. Rebounded by the Pistons. Their last encounter was in Boston, where they were able to handle the Celtics.
And the last time they were able to come away with that win because of their depth. Great production from the reserve.
And a credit to their front office. They wanted a more complete team, and that's exactly what we saw in that one.
Now, here's Simons. 14 points from him the last game against Atlanta. Back to White. Boucher sets a screen for White. Boston again missing. Detroit's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Stewart, a screen for LeVert. 24 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Pass to Stewart. No good from outside. The Celtics have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Here's Simons. Boucher with a screen on Cunningham. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Pistons lead by 1. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And thanks for joining us again, folks. 2K Sports broadcasting here on MLK Day, bringing you the NBA. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
I love how they're playing. When you combine great effort and great execution, it leads to great results.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. We've got Chris Boucher and Anfernee Simons out there with Peyton Pritchard. And it's Tillman in at the 5 spot. One thing is certain about Anfernee Simons, the guy is a pure scorer.
Well, it comes so naturally to him. He's got a great handle, and he can get his shot off whenever he wants. Plus, he's got limitless range.
And so it's Pritchard with it. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Down low, here's Boucher, and the dunk by Boucher.
Yeah, Simons showing you how crafty he can be in the pick and roll. Really selfless play right there.
Jenkins the pass to LeVert. We play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. There's 3-pointers off the mark. Last game for the Celtics, they pick up the win against the Atlanta Hawks.
Remarkable consistency from deep. You can't count on that every game, especially on the road.
Well, if you shoot the ball at 40% or better from the three-point line, you are going to win most games, no matter where you're playing.
3-pointer, Simon. And his third shot of the night, no good, 0 for 3. Over in the corner, Green. No good on the triple. Celtics leading by 4. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Pritchard passes to Boucher. Outside, Simons. Detroit with the rebound. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
Yeah, I think they prepared to face more defensive pressure in that one. Didn't happen, and boy, they just rolled.
This has been that rare night where they got pretty much anything they wanted offensively.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes.
It's time to settle, Pistons Nation. Give it up for your Pistons Hype Squad!
Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Stewart's checked in for Reed. Thompson comes in for Green. Robinson's checked in for Karis LeVert. And it's Cunningham in for Jenkins. Then for the Celtics, Cade is checked in. And it's Brown in for Chris Boucher. Quarter two and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. And Tim, the improvement for the Detroit Pistons keyed by acquiring veteran floor spacers. You must like that aspect, am I right?
Yeah, I love that, Kevin. The fact that they have a star offensive player and they went out and added guys that can create more space for their best player, and also have become a great defensive team.
Cunningham's shot is off. Austin's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And Simons wide open. He'll fire. The 19-footer is on the money. And the Celtics lead by 3. And we've got an injury out on the floor. Very unfortunate as always, guys. Don't like to see this.
And that's the one thing you just really can't control or even guard against, and that's injury.
And depending on the severity of that, it could be next man up mentality.
Duren, he's checked in for the Pistons. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Cunningham outside. Thompson high post. Outside for Robinson. Cunningham outside. They get the rebound. Duren. And Duren slams it in.
Good luck dealing with Duren on the offensive glass. That's just an outstanding job staying with the play.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust.
Start moving with your mascot. Let's dance.
Changes for Boston. Garza's checked in, and Sam Hauser subbed in for Pritchard. And legs from going undrafted to becoming a three-point contest champion, you had to fight for your place in the NBA.
Well, Kevin, that's an understatement. Yes, undrafted in '88. I played in just about every league imaginable, including a year in France. Had a bunch of 10-day contracts early on, but I didn't get my first full-time NBA contract until 1993 with the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, your perseverance and tenacity definitely paid off.
Certainly didn't take no for an answer, I can tell you that.
And it's White missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Stewart kicks to Robinson. Duren sets the screen for Cunningham. That one's good from the corner. Cunningham's got 9 points.
Well, they're winning this game in large part due to how efficient he's been, and it's why they'll continue to go to him.
Brown on the drive. Up and in on the layup. And the Celtics lead by 1.
Give it up to Brown. He's so dangerous off the bounce.
Pistons passing it around. Thompson outside. Duren sets the screen for Thompson. There's the lob to Duren. Just 4 to shoot. It's Brown with the drive. Simons on the wing. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Out to White. The 3. Drills it from outside. 11 points in the game.
Well, the defense is going to try to shut down certain things, but it's impossible to deny everything. That's a skilled play right there.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Celtics out in front. They're up by 4. And Allie LaForce has got something now for us from the floor. Allie, take it away.
On the court now with J.B. Bickerstaff. Coach, as we approach the second half, what's going to be the deciding factor?
Just maintain. I think there were some things defensively that we left on the table where we gave up some cheap ones because we didn't communicate. So we solved those. I think we give ourselves a good shot going into the half.
All right, thanks so much, Coach.
All right, Allie, thanks for that. We'll be right back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in just a moment.
Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. The Detroit Pistons finding themselves in a closely contested game.
I like how they've been eating the glass. Figuratively, no one should eat glass.
Just barbecued chicken.
It's the centerpiece of healthy, balanced diet, Ernie.
And we've got the playoff picture starting to come into focus now. So let's take a look at the Eastern Conference.
I think for Detroit, there are some high expectations coming into the season, and they can create a lot of pressure on a team. But they said, we can handle it, and they're proving it.
Yeah, they've got the character and the talent to be a top team in the league.
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
And welcome back to the 2K Sports broadcast of the NBA, celebrating Martin Luther King Day. Without question, Derek White displaying his skills today.
Well, through the first two, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
And this offense continues to find him in his sweet spots from deep.
Pistons trail by 4. A chance here to get a quick injury report.
The head athletic trainer for the Pistons provided some information. It's his shoulder that's the source of discomfort right now. Diagnosis at this point is that it's just a sprain. It is a major loss right in the thick of the season. Other guys will have to step up. Let's see who answers the call.
All right, Allie, thanks for that.
Well, that is encouraging, but it's also important to make sure he is 100% before he returns. You don't want to hurry back and risk further injury.
Isaiah Stewart out there with Ausar Thompson. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Jalen Duren. And it's Cunningham in at the point. And that's the group for J.B. Bickerstaff as we begin the second half.
You really need to take advantage of those looks because the defense won't give you many of them.
Defensive tone setter, that's Ausar Thompson. He shadows his man with relentless determination, but his game right before his 10th, don't you think, is expanding in every way?
Oh, he's got immeasurable impact defensively, blocks, steals, deflections, always a disruptor. He's still a little bit foul prone, but I think as he starts to get a reputation in this league as an elite defender, he is going to be scary.
That'll be Boston as it goes out of bounds. Celtics retain possession. Let's see the stat sheet here for Duncan Robinson. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. White the pass to Keita. That one falls. And the Celtics lead by 4.
We've all fallen in love with the three-point shot, but that is how the game was designed to be played. Down low, get close, open looks.
We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Hey, Kevin. Derek White is an impact player, but is he a star in this league? White said, "I'm not into labels. I just know whatever the team needs, I'm ready to do it." And what does this team want from him? He said, be aggressive, don't defer. And hearing that from great players, it just gives you confidence. Guys, back to you.
Truly an impact player. Thank you, Allie.
The defense doing just enough there to affect that shot.
Pass to Cunningham. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. 6 on the shot clock. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And Duren slams it in.
That's what he gives you, a big-time presence on the glass.
And you know what, Greg? Once he gets his hands on it, he's not even thinking about kicking it out.
Well, defensively, you've got to put a body on him. That guy will ruin you on the offensive glass.
Here's White after the basket by Detroit. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And to look at his percentage from the line, you see him at 89%. That's an indicator of what a consistent stroke he has.
Jenkins, he's checked in for Cunningham. And that one falls for White. And we've heard some coaches complaining about players getting away with traveling. Is that something, Greg, the league needs to clean up?
Well, it's inevitable that a few of those calls are going to be missed. But listen, you'd rather have that than officials whistling travels that didn't happen.
Now, here is Robinson. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Here's Duren. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. Celtics leading by 3. Pritchard feeling it out a bit. Pass to Walsh. Rebounded by the Pistons. Duren's got his 8th rebound here tonight. There's the lob to Duren. Up high to stop the alley-oop.
Well, with that size and athletic ability, Duren is a terrific alley-oop threat.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. So for the Pistons, Reedy's checked in for Stewart. Green comes in for Ausar Thompson. And Karis LeVert subbed in for Robinson. And so Simons will bring it up for Boston. They lead by 1. 50 seconds left here in the third quarter. Some solid defense from Reed. They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
Pass to Duren. Pistons passing it around. Reed kicks to LeVert. 5 on the clock. For the lead. And the shot falls short this time.
Well, that's a shot he should make a majority of the time.
And Simons has it in the corner. Beyond the arc. Green with the rebound. Jenkins the pass to Green. Reed sinks the three-pointer. Guys, what a back-and-forth game this has been.
And that's already resulted in 7 lead changes.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Pistons lead by 2. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, I like the fact he didn't telegraph it. That's poetry in motion right there.
And welcome back to our special presentation on the NBA for Martin Luther King Day. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the 4th quarter. Anthony Simons out there with Peyton Pritchard. Then there's Chris Boucher. And it's Tillman in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Off target from outside.
Well, you can't make them all, but I doubt the defense wants to give him that kind of look again.
Pass to Boucher. Here's Walsh. Boucher passes to Walsh. Nifty move. And it's Simons missing. And, well, Detroit shooting reasonably well, 45%. Now Reed covered by Simons. Cunningham for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Boucher finds Simons. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Pistons leading by 3. Cunningham inside. He's covered by Pritchard. Reed misses.
Well, that is a nice challenge at the rim. Really altered that shot.
Here's Walsh. And too long on the shot. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. LeVert kicks to Cunningham. And he banks the layup in.
Yeah, Cunningham felt the contact, knew he was going to get a whistle, and now he's going to the line for one more.
And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. Different look here for the Pistons. Jalen Duren, he's checked in for Reed. Stewart comes in for Javonte Green. Thompson, he's checked in for Karis LeVert. And it's Duncan Robinson in for Jaden Ivey. Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
J.B. Bickerstaff had some words for his team over the break, and he encouraged them to stay focused and not get complacent, saying we've worked too hard to get this lead and we're not going to give it up now. Stay connected, play smart, let's get this win. Guys, back to you.
Terrific, Allie. We appreciate the report. Now, here's Brown. Rebounded by Thompson.
And really, they've rebounded well all game long.
Cunningham outside. Stewart. It's off. Celtics trail by 6. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
That's off.
Yeah, I think he forced that a little bit there. Should have tried for a higher percentage look from the 3.
Thompson against Brown. Now Pritchard. Brown inside. Strong finish through the contact from Brown.
So many big moments for Brown in his career. No sweat there.
Outside, Duren. Here's Cunningham. Jumper is off. Celtics trail by 4. White. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Launches it. The 3 goes down.
Yeah, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the 2-man game right there.
Now here's Robinson. Cunningham fires. Duren can't get it to go. And so Brown will bring it up for Boston. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Now Pritchard to take the lead. Duren pulls it down. Robinson against White. Now Cunningham. And the 3 misses. Outside Brown. From outside, Duren pulls it down. This could be a turning point.
Critical possession right here.
Cunningham outside. Robinson outside. Unloads. Duren. Not that time. It won't go. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. Guys, what are their best options now?
Always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
I am really curious to see what he's got in store here.
Crucial possession with time ticking down.
Yeah, an opportunity to take the lead on this possession.
Brown against Thompson. White outside to take the lead. No good from 3. And so the big win by Detroit in a tight game. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. Along with Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you once again for being with us here tonight on 2K Sports. And now we present the player of the game, Cade Cunningham.